In this video, I'm going to take you through my full tutor analysis, part 1 of the ACCA SBL examination for the March 2026 sitting, and that is for the company Merceh Co. My name is James, and if you'd like access to my exclusive SBL notes you can see above me, click the link in the description of this video or in my bio and you can download a copy yourself. I'm also delighted to say I'm affiliated and associated with Astranti. They offer mock examinations and pre-scene analysis packs specifically on Merceh Co to help you pass your examination. And if you'd like to check those out, click the link in the description of this video and you can see all of their fantastic resources. And for pure transparency as always on the channel, if you were to purchase anything, I'd be entitled to a small percentage which goes to supporting the channel. And as always, if you have any questions, leave me a comment. I will get back to you. Because now we're going to get started having a look, as you can see on the right hand side, some of the theories, some of the other areas of the SBL syllabus that you need to know about and to apply on your exam day. Now for some of them you can see on the screen, SWOT analysis, ANSOS matrix on there, Porter's value chain. It's likely that you are not going to have a requirement that is going to be specific to actually asking for those particular theories and include it in the requirement. It won't have SWOT in the requirement. You might get lucky, who knows? But you'll have to read between the lines and maybe see that it's 8 to 12 marks or it's worded in a particular way. So what I'm going to do first is take you through some of the different theories I've got down in my exclusive notes that could help you pass, especially if they come up. So SWOT analysis up at the top. I think this has, as always, a very good chance. There are lots of details given to us in the pre-C materials. Strengths, we have that it's established 60 years ago. We have increasing revenues for advertising. And overall, even though the operating profit margin has been decreasing on page 10, still 27% is very good. Weaknesses, however, they have an outdated publishing platform on page 9. Page 10, printed sales are decreasing. Lots of competition in the marketplace for the reader's attention. Opportunities and threats. For opportunities, we have possible global expansion, changing how Merceh Co supplies its paper and distribution. They currently do that in-house. And there are lots of other risks that we could look to actually differentiating the company against its competitors. Threats, on the other hand, there is the risk of losing key staff members. We have competition taking market share, takeovers and buyouts that could potentially happen of Merceh Co going one way or the other there, either taking over or to be taken over themselves. And then finally, we have less reader disposable income, which has impacted on physical magazine sales prices. Overall, I think it has a possibility of coming up and definitely put it in your reading list for your revision. Next, we have Johnson, Scholes and Whittington, also known as the SAF model. And basically, it's a framework that uses strategic management to evaluate strategic options based on 3 criteria. So is the proposal going through suitable, feasible and acceptable? And actually, does it align to the organisation's goals, taking into consideration the different stakeholder groups? And based on the pre-seen information, I think you could definitely apply that in your analysis. That's why I've got could be tested. ANSOS Matrix, another strategic planning tool, helps businesses to analyse and identify growth opportunities. So you've got market penetration, product development, market development on there, and diversification. I thought based on the information, because it's the magazine sector, digital and physical, I thought less likely to be tested on the pre-scene, but definitely something to be aware of. It is a topical area. You never know what you could get in terms of the exhibits. The 6 capitals of integrated reporting: financial, manufactured, intellectual, human, social, relationship and natural capital. This is where I've put it down as it could be tested, as this is a basis for an organisation's value creation and discussing the usefulness of information to stakeholders. Both are areas that we're given in the pre-seen materials, so definitely make sure you've got that down on your list. Porter's value chain, again a strategic management tool, helps businesses to identify and improve their competitive advantage. If you've read through the pre-seen materials, you're definitely going to be saying, yes, James, that has a potential there, especially from a value perspective. So you've got to break down the business into its primary and supporting activities, identifying where they could add value, products or services, looking at ways improving the efficiency or reducing costs, and then using insights to develop a competitive strategy. Lots of things that you could talk to, and make sure you've got Porter's value chain down on your list. We also have the 7 Ps for price-based strategies on there. I've got could be tested, but again, we're not given any specific pricing for the magazines, but you've got to be aware of the product, price, place, promotion, people, processes, and physical evidence. Again, if you've downloaded my notes, you can go through these in your own time and maybe have a look at Ostranti's mock papers, because some of these will apply the theories of the SBL syllabus. Moving on to some of the other areas that you need to be aware of on the right hand side, we have Porter's 5 forces. Again, I've got down could be tested because we've got to consider competitive rivalry, supplier power, buyer power, threat of substitution, and threat of new entry. So when we're looking at competitive rivalry, oligopoly competition with 5 firms controlling 50% of the market and the rest being small. Supplier power, very competitive environment, and risks highlighted on page 6, especially with the paper supplies. Buyer power, limited information, price sensitive marketplace as lots of the consumers have less disposable income. Threat of substitution, there are other competitors, but no names are provided of these, and there is rivalry in the market segment very high. And lastly, threat of new entry, yes, and also from new business models, such as the other content we're provided with in terms of social media, for example, on page 2. So could be tested on there, another model and theory to get down. Porter's Diamonds model is next, and this is a framework that explains how a country's economy can gain a competitive advantage, and that's where the model is based on a country's competitive advantage shaped by 4 key factors. Different conditions there: factor conditions, demand conditions, relating and supporting industries, firm strategy, structure and rivalry. But as you can see, it's based on how a country's economy can gain a competitive advantage, and therefore that's why I've got it down as unlikely to be tested. On the flip side of that, Pestel's analysis definitely could be tested and applied. Political issues, that Darland appears to be a stable country, no government intervention or political issues actually mentioned in the pre-scene. From an economic point of view, on the risk register, we're told that there is poor economic conditions with less disposable income for readers. Little else was mentioned in the pre-scene, so could be given in an exhibit or scenario. Social factors for Pestel, we're actually given a staff breakdown on page number 8. No employee turnover figure for in the KPIs, and we're not told about any trade unions, it's worth noting. It's also included in the value statement to support staff. Technology, there are a heck of a lot of points on this, especially on page 9 about the information systems that they've not updated in a number of years. Page 4, the use of software to increase the reader's experience. And page 6, the data risk, cybersecurity points, along with the likes of AI you could talk about there. Environmental, there are no board of directors accountable for this on page 8. It is actually part of the risk register on page 6, and the values on page 7, and the CSR statement on page 9, and it's also one of the KPIs. There's plenty to talk about for environmental points in your Pestel analysis if it was to come up. And lastly, but by no means least, the legal points of possible lawsuits linking into data and ICT, non-compliance, fines, data breaches on there. Check out the risk register on page 6, and no issues with the regulator on page 5 to note as of yet. So could be tested, lots to talk about. Pestel analysis should be in your notes to revise. Now coming on to the contents page, you can see on the left hand side, this is where I'd recommend that you separate out your own notes section by section. On the exam day, you have not got time to dilly-dally going back and forth. You will be given a copy of the pre-scene notes on the CBE platform, but again, I'd only be going back to it to make sure you quote maybe a direct sentence on there or a specific figure. Coming down to some of the other areas on my page 1 now, in terms of the SBL corporate governance and key areas. I think agency theory is definitely one you should be revising as to what the shareholders want versus the agents, who are the directors who manage the organisation on a day-to-day basis. Have a look at the board of directors in the pre-scene materials, definitely get that down. Stakeholder theory, we are given a breakdown, a list of these on page 5, where you've got to be careful of which ones are internal and external, but should definitely be on your list, how the company impacts on a variety of them. CSR, we're given a CSR statement on page 9 about the responsibilities and the benefits to society. I think there could be something maybe involving greenwashing or an expectation gap to say that this is what the company of Merceh Co is actually saying they're doing versus what is actually happening. Another area of the SBL syllabus, the balanced scorecard now. This is a performance management tool that helps organisations measure success from 4 key perspectives: financial, customers, internal processes, learning and growth. And this is where it links to the day-to-day activities, ensuring balance and is going beyond just the financial results. And I've got down it could be tested on there. We're given a variety of information. So again, make sure the balance scorecard is down and you put some notes next to the 4 different areas, how you've interpreted the pre-C materials. You must not underestimate the SBL professional skills. There will be SBL professional skills throughout your piece of work, so make sure you've had a look at the external examiner's report for analysis, commercial acumen, communication, evaluation and skepticism. Skepticism is always the one which students fail to pick up on the marks if they specifically mention it. That is where you have to challenge and question what is asked in the requirement, and commercial acumen refers to referring to the industry, which in this case is magazines. Next, we have the ACCA Code of Ethics. This will be able to be applied on your exam in one way or another. Integrity, objectivity, professional behaviour, professional competence and due care and confidentiality. We've seen in the Merceh Co's actual ethics breakdown in terms of the values, they've referred to integrity. So again, definitely something I'd be putting down, especially maybe linking it to the regulator. And the last model we have is the 3 E's model, which discusses obligations of public sector organisations to meet the economy, effectiveness and efficiency, hence the 3 E's on there, and promote public value. But based on the fact that the preceding information, it's very unlikely to be tested, as Merceh Co is a listed company, not a public sector firm. Unless there was going to be a radical change, I wouldn't particularly put that on there. But nevertheless, we can't question spot. You should definitely be aware of the 3 E's model just in case it came up. Now, coming on to the right-hand side, we have the introduction for Merceh Co. It's one of the 5 biggest publishers of magazines in the country of Darland. Key bits for you to get down there. Darland, one of the biggest 5 publishers, but we are not told who the other 4 biggest publishers through the pre-C materials, who they actually are. So no names are actually provided, no nothing on there. It's established 60 years ago, so again, very trusted, lots of heritage on there. But Merceh Co publishes magazines on a wide range of leisure subjects in both printed based and digital formats. So plenty for you to actually consider in terms of how the company operates. And you can see on here, Merceh Co actually only publishes on 8 areas. So if you see page 8 for the breakdown, we're only given we've got sport, lifestyle and computers, but you should see in the products paragraph below on page 2, there are a variety of different areas that we're told about. I'll even put my mouse on it for you. So it's this sentence down here that the majority of magazines that they actually produce in terms of areas that they publish on is home, lifestyle, sports, hobbies, computers, motoring. We'll come on to this, but it's basically getting you to think as to, well, these are the areas that we've been told about, okay, in terms of it. But then what are Merceh Co actually doing? Which is only 3 areas of sport, lifestyle, computers, and home on there was an additional one mentioned in the company background. And therefore, is there opportunity for Merceh Co to go into these different areas and to consider this further on that? Well, that takes you through our first part of my full tutor analysis before we get on to the sector information in part 2. If you would like access and a full copy of these pre-C materials, be sure to click the link in my bio or actually in the description so you can get a copy yourself and check out those Astranti mock papers. They're definitely going to help you on there. If you'd like to subscribe, if you found value in this video, which I hope you have on there, be sure to give it a like, and I will see you on the other side now for another video to help you pass your SBL exam. So thank you very much.